Hey, what's going on guys? It's SoaR Dazs here. We're going to be reviewing, in my opinion, the sniper you have to use as a medic. It, in my opinion, just feels overpowered, in the right hands of course. This reminds me of the SMLE marksman sniper in Battlefield 1. It brings back so many good memories and feelings that I just can't praise it enough. So we're going to go in depth with tips, tricks, and the spec tree. Again, I want to apologize for my voice. It kind of sounds a little more like ASMR Battlefield. My voice hasn't been 100%, I haven't been really feeling well, but I'm getting better and better by the day. I hope by Friday, things will be back to normal. Until then, ASMR tips, tricks, and of course spec tree. Also, some huge news that I'm really excited to announce. If you want to support the channel, please use code Dazs to get 30% off your next G Fuel order. I'm actually really excited for this. It helps support me as a creator and it's something I can give back to you guys if you happen to enjoy G Fuel. Please let me know if you do. Let me know if you use the code. Love to hear your feedback down in the comment section down below. Now let's get back to the topic of the video. The Jungle Carbine. I mean, where do I begin with this gun? Let's get to the nitty-gritty stats out of the way. So that way, when we're talking just overall specializations, it makes more sense. This gun has a bullet velocity of 500 meters per second, but you can adjust the bullet velocity to 580, which is a massive improvement, as predicting movement at 500 can be kind of annoying. Just a bit of a struggle, especially when people 80 spam or their backs are to you and you're trying to shoot them, you know, obviously when you're flanking, it can be a bit of a pain because the bullet's a little slow. So you run into that RNG factor. There's a little kick, but it's way less than most snipers that you usually deal with, especially with the standard DMRs from the assault class, which is good considering the max zoom is also a 3x. This gun, in my opinion, mirrors the SMLE marksman like I stated before. Has less zoom. Well, actually, it doesn't really have less zoom. It's pretty similar to the FOV of Battlefield 1, even though it says it's a 3x. It has 10 bullets, which is fantastic, and the reload also mirrors the SMLE marksman in Battlefield 1 as well. It has an extremely fast rate of fire, so there's a lot of pros to this gun. The only downsides to this gun are, again, the velocity, and also the drop-off damage for headshots after around 75 meters. So, with that, when we're talking about the drop-off damage, the max damage is 56 and then drops down to 40, which is why you see headshots not one shot after the range I specified. The ADS time for the zoom is also way slower than the standard sniper, but I don't really see this as a con of the overall gun, as it doesn't really break the flow. And in fact, I actually feel it works well for it. With the ability to spam heals, it's quite literally the best aggressive recon weapon in the game. I cannot sing this gun enough praise just for allowing aggressive recons to just wreak havoc on Battlefield. So let us get into the specializations now that we kind of set the base of what the Jungle Carbine is. The beauty with this gun, again, is there's no truly bad way to spec it because every single spec is massive to the Jungle Carbine. It's a shame you can't have all of them, otherwise the gun would be even more broken. It really just enhances the overall playstyle that you choose, and hopefully I'm going to help guide you to what playstyle is best suited for you after we explain everything. So let's talk about the first options of the specializations. You have on the left 10% faster bullet velocity, and on the right is 33% faster ADS speed. Normally the clear winner would be the faster ADS speed, but the ebb and flow of this gun feels good, and even with the slower ADS speed it doesn't feel like a loss. That's because of the straight pull bolt, kind of like the Battlefield 4 snipers where you can still stay zoomed in and still shoot, kind of like also the M95 in Battlefield 1. Tons of snipers you can kind of list off, but it has that feeling going for it. And also, you want to go from the bullet velocity going from 500 to 580 because this is a massive improvement on the gun. It helps for long range engagements and helps remove, as I said before, the RNG of the shots. But of course, this is a personal preference of which one you prefer. You want the faster ADS speed, you can do that, or you want the faster bullet velocity. But there is another option when you go down to the 4th tier, which we'll come back to later. The next options come bundled together. On the right side, you have a custom stock which improves the accuracy of your shot while moving. Plus, you have 60% movement speed while ADS. This is a great option when you're cutting corners, doing 1v1 engagements, and getting that extra edge over your enemy. The other massive one is because you can stay ADS with the Jungle Carbine, you're going to have a quick follow-up shot. And if you're moving, that means that the bullet's going to deviate. So what this specialization does is that it helps when you're getting that follow-up shot that your accuracy, well, is overall better. The bullet goes where you're going to shoot, because if you don't go the spec, then you're going to have to stay still, and when you're standing still, then you're pretty much a dead target. But we'll get into the pros of having a faster rate of fire in just a minute. But just to be transparent, I personally spec the gun to the right. I go left, right, right. That's because I like to move in a gunfight, and I want to have that extra mobility. That's my preference. On the left side, you have 15% faster to switch between weapons, solid option. And of course, the big one, the improved rate of fire from faster machine bolt. This helps the RPM go from 84 RPM to 95, which is quite a jump. The left side is perfect for spamming bullets, and improves upon you standing still and just laying waste. So if you're prone, cutting a corner slowly, you have to jump on the enemy, just don't move. Otherwise, the bullet penalty by aiming down sights and moving an 80 spamming is going to hurt your accuracy. Otherwise, it's fine. Some may notice it, some may not. Some people may say, I just like the overall feel, I don't mind it. You notice it more when you're going for headshots. Just something to be mindful of. It's just a little tip and trick. Of course, the last options are also some really strong choices, and they circle back to the ADS Speed 1 as having an alternative when you're in those close range encounters. You could go left to get a faster reload. I personally like this one, partly because once I'm in an engagement, I want to continue reloading and wreaking havoc. But on the right side is for no scoping. So since the ADS time is slow, you may just want to hip fire the living hell out of this gun. The hip fire is very much improved on the right side, and I choose this side of the spec over time. I may choose to just have fun with it, but right now, my natural instinct is to naturally ADS or quick scope, but hip fire can really get the job done and should not be overlooked. So like I said, let's recap. You have an amazing sniper that's under the medic class, so therefore, you can spam unlimited heals. You can play aggressively, you have 10 bullets, and every specialization is useful to improve and heighten your specific play style. The only downside is that the bullet velocity is a little slow, which you can speed up, and the drop-off damage after 75 meters. So go have fun. It's an amazing gun. It's fantastic. Hope you found this guide helpful. Be sure to use code Dazs on your next purchase for G Fuel. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you use the code. I'm really, really excited for it. So much great things are happening, and I'll see you guys next time.